Welcome back to the Mowing in the Dark Lawn Care Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Sutter. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. This is your go-to podcast for everything solo lawn care. Please, if you haven't yet, if you're a new listener here, please find that follow button up in the right-hand corner of Apple Podcasts or the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. And make sure you hit the notifications bell so that you don't miss an episode. Guys, today I have a special guest with me. I have Courtney Krstich. I think that's how you say the name. From
Krstich, it's okay. It's going to be Quan soon.
Okay, good deal. So anyway, Courtney's here. We'll just say Courtney.
That's all good.
I've been practicing your name for a while, and I've been practicing it wrong, apparently. So
it's okay. It's I love my last name, but it is a beast. It's a European last name. It's very difficult to pronounce, and I already knew that, but it's all good.
When I saw your name at the last time we talked was at Equip, and when I saw your last name, I'm like, how is it possible to have that many letters and only one vowel in a name? I don't understand.
No one understands. So for those who don't know, it is Krstich. And apparently, it's got like a squiggly, like when the ancestors came over, there was a squiggly in it. So it's actually a very popular Polish name it's like Krstich or something.
Interesting. That's really interesting. Well,
yeah,
cool.
So the people on Ellis Island just completely messed, they were like, I don't like this sound.
Well, that's cool. That's cool that you know the history of that and all that. That's really awesome. So you are with Earthapro. Can you tell us, those that are watching and listening, what do you do for Earthapro, and kind of what's your role in Earthapro, even what Earthapro is, if people haven't heard about it?
Yeah. So my husband and I decided to start Earthapro about 2 years ago, and Earthapro is a lawn care and pest software because we have chemical tracking for small businesses. So when I say small business, I mean like small, like solo operator, like up to 5 or 10 employees, because we have time tracking and stuff like that for bigger companies, but mostly for small companies and solo operators who just need to find a system to organize their work. We start at $20 a month, so it's very affordable. And we saw that there were a lot of bigger softwares in the space for big companies, and it kind of felt like the solo operator and small companies were being ignored in this sense because they didn't have a high quality, high value software of things that they would actually use. Because most of the time when people use software, they only use 10% of the features. So
exactly. Yep.
So anyway, I do all the sales and the marketing and stuff, and I worked in the industry for several years. So I used to travel all around the U.S. going to retail garden centers, Lowe's and Home Depots, and landscaping companies and lawn care companies, and that's where I saw the issue. And my husband's a full stack developer, so between our brains, we did everything for Earthapro. So he developed the entire software.
Awesome. And just a full disclosure, I use Earthapro. I'm still in the process of switching over because I signed up at Equip, and I started using it for snow because that's the season we were going into. So I've let all my customers know that I'm switching to the new software, which is Earthapro. And so I haven't been able to bill them yet for lawn care because it hasn't started here. We were just talking before the episode started, and we just got an inch of snow here. And so, it was so nice. We had that false spring or whatever in the middle of February, and February in Michigan usually is our snowiest month of the year. So it was really nice, but now we're back to reality. It's 30 degrees out and there's snow on the ground. But anyway, so full disclosure, I do use Earthapro. It's fantastic. I'm learning how to use it, and it's really cool. I really enjoy it a lot. So, um, what I know you guys you're a startup. You've been rolling out new features all the time. And at Equip, you didn't have some of these new features that you have now. So, what are some of the new features? And then let's go over, like, on video. I'm
Hmm.
sorry for the audio people. You can't see it, but it's a beautiful software, by the way. I really love using it. When I open it up, like, it's fantastic. I like it so much because it's it's very it looks professional, right? It looks like a professional software, but it's made for the kind of those smaller businesses, solo to 5 to 10 employees, like you said. It it just warms my heart to see something that looks professional. It doesn't look like it was made out of a garage, you know. So, so what are those new
Thank you
features?
so much.
What are those new features? And really, what does you already talked about some of the things that Earthapro offers. So, you guys have like the regular stuff like invoicing and all that stuff. There's a bunch of other features that are with it. But there's a couple of new ones that you guys have come up out with it
Yes.
recently. And we did our episode back at Equip. You guys can go back and watch that video if you want to see all of the whole run through of kind of that iteration of the software. And now you get to learn a little bit more about it. So what are those new features that you guys came out with?
Yes, so we've come out with some really exciting things. First, chemical tracking. So anyone who does lawn applications or any kind of like pesticide work can use it
Mm-hmm.
to track it. We have a few pest guys on it now. And then we have route optimization. So if you know you need to hit like 5, 10, locations a day, especially as a maintenance guy, um, you can you can choose your first stop. You don't have to choose your last stop, and you can Earthapro will optimize your route, and then you can also see a visual map of like what it would look like. So you can switch things around if you like, and then we created automatic monthly billing. So instead of so when you're scheduling your job, you can use a template and you could schedule all of your jobs from, say, March to November with a customer. So if they sign up for the program, when you're scheduling those jobs, the jobs will show up on the schedule. The schedule will show you what you need to bring for those jobs, and the automatic monthly billing will say, no matter how many jobs this customer has in 1 month, we're going to put it into one invoice at the beginning or end of every month. So you're going to get prepaid or postpaid. So say it's March 1st, you could have an automatic invoice just sent out by Earthapro on March 1st that would cover all the work that you've done for February, or it would cover all the work that you have yet to do for March.
Oh,
So
cool.
really cool stuff. Um,
Yeah,
and
that's
then
awesome. So I was
yeah,
wondering about that because like I said, I haven't been able to use that portion of the software yet, and that sounds really cool because I haven't I haven't had a software that can do that yet, and so that sounds fantastic to me. That's going to save
yeah,
me a whole lot of time because I used to enter every like I'm kind of particular when it comes to invoices. I like to put the date in there where when I was there and all that stuff.
hmm
And so that just sounds fantastic to me as a business owner who has to sit down and spend a couple hours every month typing this stuff out. It sounds fantastic that I don't have to do that anymore. I get some family
yeah.
time back.
It's actually I talk to a lot of guys and a lot of people in a lot of different uh, phases of their business. Whether it's just like, hey, I'm thinking about starting a business, or I just started a business and I'm a college student, or I am a firefighter or a pilot, but I do this on the side. To I rent like everything like that to people who are saying, I'm running like a $2 million business. Like, I need something that will just organize my work, because before they weren't really doing much. And I think that a lot of people think that they don't need a software until they're already established with like $5 million. And it's like, dude, how are you going to get to $5 million? You
Exactly.
got to have some sort of system to help get you there. Because if you don't have it, then it's harder to achieve that freedom in your business and what you
Absolutely.
want.
Yeah, absolutely. I've talked to a lot of people as well, and the thing that I hear the most is that, oh, I don't need that. I don't,
Hmm.
I'll use, like a spreadsheet. I'm like, well, yeah, that it's okay, but you could save so much time by just putting all your customers into a software like Earthapro and click a button, it routes it for you, and you're done. Like, you could have that, you could keep those routes for the whole season if you wanted to, and it keeps
Yeah.
track of everything else. And for me, like, it's just having a software saves so much time. And you don't really think that it does, but it does. And then, like you said, with the organization piece, like, it just keeps you organized and it keeps you on track. If I was using a spreadsheet, I know in my brain it would fall apart really quick, because you'd have to go in and, like, okay, these are the ones I'm going to do today or whatever. And I just think that the everyone that runs a service business needs to have a software like Earthapro, because it simplifies your life essentially.
Yeah, that warms my heart. Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you for the kind words about Earthapro software. We put our hearts and souls into this thing.
Uh,
um, but with I guess with systems, when it comes to a system, it doesn't. I think for anyone who's listening, a system is just something that works for you. For like, whether it's a sticker on your truck that has the maintenance date on it, or a software, or QuickBooks, or anything that works for you, is the thing that works. Like, it doesn't have to be the fanciest software you pay thousands of dollars for. It could be something simple. And I know a lot of people who are still on spreadsheets, and or they're still printing out their jobs for the day. And I mean, if that's something that works for
that
them,
was
I
me.
think that, yeah, like if that's the thing that they're gonna stick with, and be consistent about. It's all about the consistency of it. That's one thing, but it's really easy. I mean, it's really easy to mess some stuff up with the spreadsheets. And
Yes.
then it won't send the invoice. You won't be able to see if there's something different about the job. Like, if you get sick, there's no way anyone's gonna be able to do your route.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think also it's good to have that organization and that proof of paperwork, because some people, it's good to have a vision of what your business is going to look like in 5 or 10 years. So whether that's giving it to your son or daughter, or selling or something, it's great to have those proof of documents, to you know be able, like, if you do need to sell or something, it's more than just like, hey, here, I'm breaking down my equipment.
Right.
It's like, hey, like, I have this book of business and guaranteed work that I now can play with and figure out what I need to do with.
Right.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
And
yeah.
it's so important to have, like you said, that book of business and have that recorded in something like a software, because essentially, especially, I think about this quite a bit as a solo guy. Like, if I were to want to ever get out of the business and to try and sell my business, if you don't have that, then you really don't have a lot to sell. You could sell your equipment, but other
Yeah.
than that, like, people want other businesses, if they're looking to buy your business, they want your book of business, right? They want the people that are a part of your business. And so that's another thing where Earthapro can help you with stuff like that, because all of that information is in there. So anyway, um, enough said about that. But anyway,
Yeah.
so you guys added routing and the automatic invoicing. What else have you got going on?
Chemical tracking. So we are working on making it automatic, but right now it's not automatic. But with chemical tracking, you can see a chemical history. Just because there are people that can't see the visuals of this, I
Yeah.
probably won't share my
Okay.
screen. But
Okay.
anyway, with the chemical tracking, you can see a chemical application history. So you can sort by the day. You can sort by the actually, you can sort by the day, you can sort by the customer of where it happens, and you can see what kind of work was done, what chemical was used, who applied it, how much, where, and any notes on the actual application. And you can just see like a whole catalog of everyone. Um, and so that's the chemical history tab. You can put in all the chemicals you use. So for most people, it wouldn't be more than 10.
Hmm.
Uh, Realistically, like five, like 5 to 10 basically. So you can put in those chemicals, and what the way that the tracking part works is when you're putting the job together, you'll know what chemical you have to use, if you have to use any. So when the day of the job comes, um, you click into the job like you normally would, just to see everything you have to do, and then in that section there's a place that says chemical tracking, and then you'd add that chemical in for that day. And you have to do that because it pulls in the weather data, so you don't have to look up the weather data. It's automatically imported into that job. So it just needs to know, like, when did you start? When did you stop? Because there's a lot of regulatory stuff that goes into it, to make sure you're being compliant, just in case you get audited. So it's all that stuff that gets imported into it, and then you there's a few things you have to write in, but then once you save it, it gets saved to the chemical history tab. It gets saved to that specific job, to that employee.
Oh wow, that's super cool. Like I didn't I don't deal with chemicals, so I don't know that side of the business. You know a lot more about that. That's what you did. You traveled around and sold chemicals essentially.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
um,
learned a lot about grubs,
yeah.
army worms, and spotted lanternflies, and
Yeah.
how to kill them.
So I don't care about the grubs, but I do care about the skunks that dig up the grubs. And I've had so many customers that are just they get all these little holes dug all around their yard from skunks. So I've had to learn a little bit about grubs. Like you can get
Hmm.
the cheap homeowner stuff, and I can put that on, but I'm not licensed to like do the major chemical stuff. So anyway, um, that sounds super cool. Like I didn't know that all of that stuff was involved in the chemical tracking. Like you're
Hmm.
pulling in the weather data and stuff like that. I had no idea about that. That's super cool and handy for anybody that's putting on the chemicals. Because, like you said, you got to, if you get audited, and I don't know a whole lot about this stuff, but if you're going to get audited by whatever governing body does the auditing, I'm sure it's really cool to have that stuff in there. So,
Hmm.
let's say Billy over here put on some chemical and his name is attached to it, right? Which is another thing that popped in my head like, okay, so it's a good thing to know who put it down because you know
Yep.
who you can yell at if they screw it up. So that all just sounds really cool to me. It sounds
Yeah.
fascinating.
The chemical part is, there are some things that are very similar in for lawn maintenance, such as like applying pre and post emergent for weeds, or a fungicide, or like a simple like insect killer. And then the grub thing seems to be really important because typically you'd apply something like Dilox to kill the grubs,
Hmm.
but it's not just killing the grubs. You can also have a season-long treatment for the grubs that gets the larva when they like get into the lawn, and that directly affects the like beautification of the lawn.
Yeah.
So so it's also very very serious to people who are doing these like any kind of chemical application, because there are some states where if you get audited and you don't have proof of your documents, some guys are still writing it on paper, which I have no idea what they do if they get audited. No clue. But if they get audited and or someone calls, like a homeowner could report them,
Mm-hmm.
they could lose their license and they'll never be able to get it back. So it's really important to do that. And also on the Earthapro side, we added chemical tracking because we wanted people to be able to see the avenues of their work, especially if we are if a lot of our customers are, whether they're beginning their career here or they have already been established for many years and they're running a $2 million business. We wanted them to be able to see, like, oh, I can try landscaping because we have a job costing process, or I can try chemical applications. Like, let's see where my business can go.
Mm-hmm.
Because like lawn maintenance, well, I mean, a lot like lawn maintenance, landscaping, and chemical tracking have different types of margins per job, and typically chemical work is a little bit higher. So it's good for people to see their options and see what they're able to do, and they can do that with Earthapro.
Oh, absolutely. It, and I mean, have you guys had anybody sign up for Earthapro that they're not necessarily doing like the green industry? Have you guys had anybody sign up that's doing, like, say, plumbing or some other industry, or has it been mostly just the green industry?
Mostly green
Okay.
industry. It's not like we couldn't
Mm-hmm.
have people like there are some there are some uses of Earthapro that technically, because like all of this type of work revolves around invoicing and
Right.
scheduling. So it's not like we couldn't have like a uh, someone who does like pool technician stuff, or maybe like a traveling nurse,
Mm-hmm.
or someone use Earthapro. It's just this is just the industry that we've been focusing on because
Sure.
this is the industry I know.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's cool. I like that because there's other softwares out there that they just it's a splattering of they're trying to get everybody in, right? And so I
Hmm.
like that Earthapro is focused on the green industry. I like that
Yeah,
because it it helps it helps me as a business owner know that your product is focused there, and it also helps to know that your focus as a business is right on this avenue. Like, it's not, you're not trying
mm,
to do this avenue, but then we're going to pull in this avenue over here, and then we'll pull this one in over here, and then in my opinion, the software starts to get muddled, right?
yeah, yeah.
It gets all over the place. And that's what I like about Earthapro is that it's like a, I don't want to say pinhold, but it it's got that one track, and you can tell when you use the software that it's been intentionally focused on just this arena, and it makes a difference. In my opinion, it makes a difference because it makes the software so much easier to use. So I, that's something that I appreciate about Earthapro. Um,
Hmm.
do you guys have anything? So I know there was the two main things that you wanted to talk about today: the chemical tracking and the automatic invoicing. Is there anything else that's new that has
Hmm.
come out, or is that the main things, or do you have something, hint hint, that is in the works for coming out?
Well, yes, yes. So we have things that are in the works. So we have card on file in the works.
Okay,
So um, I just want to explain what card on file is,
sure.
because it's been such a hot button topic. It's just it's been a buzzword. So
Mm-hmm.
card on file means that directly from your software that you're using, so say Earthapro, you'd be able to click a button on your customer and automatically charge their card.
Mm-hmm.
So some people don't actually want that because they don't want to be responsible for the credit card information and getting charged like that. But for a lot of people, it's great because they know that the card is going to be automatically charged as soon as they leave, or at like once a month, or something. So
Yep.
we're working on that. Right now, the way it works is they can save. they can save their credit card payments via Stripe. So you can send out the payment link that then they would pay. So like with the you can do the automatic monthly invoicing, but you can also, right after the job ends, you can send out the invoice to them with a text message or an email. That's new too. I forgot about that. We can now email with Earthapro.
Yeah, and I got to say, so I've used Earthapro for snow, like I've said already. I know I repeat myself a lot, but so the text messaging thing, it actually works super well. I've only had one snow customer that has not paid their bill, and I've just written it off. It was a one-time thing, and it was like, whatever. It wasn't that much money anyway. I just let that go. But everybody else has, when you send with the texting invoices, because the world has changed, right? It used to be when I started the business, everybody wanted to do kind of either a check or they wanted to give you cash. Now the business changed over the years and it's moved to credit cards, but people, they want to do everything from their phone. Like trying to get people to open their email today is pretty difficult. I have noticed in my business, like, the only time people open their email is usually when they're at work, because I'll wait. I'll send out an invoice and say it's a Thursday or Friday. I won't get a payment until Monday because they just haven't opened their email all weekend, which is fine. I don't care about that. But when you can text it, it goes right to their phone. They see it. Oh yeah, let me pay that real quick, because you have your wallet on your phone or whatever. I'm not technologically savvy at all, but you have your cards in your wallet or whatever. And I'm serious. Like, most of the time this winter, every invoice that I have sent out has been paid within about 15 minutes. So
that's awesome.
It's not, even though you don't have card on file yet, but you're going that way, and I love that. It's still, you're not going to have to wait long to get paid. Now, I did have some issues because I did notice the email thing, which is awesome. Yep. I like that too, because I have some customers that are older and they don't do text; they want an email. So they're back a few years. So I sent out the email and it went to their junk mail. But that's just something. No. That's just something you have to deal with email. It's email in general. Yeah. Is that you have to notify your customers that, hey, this, I sent you an invoice. It may have gone to your junk mail. And then once they pull that email into their main folder or whatever, then from there on out, it won't go to the junk mail anymore. It'll go to their regular email address. So email, again, if you have those older customers, I love the fact that you guys integrated that in as well, and that there's a little button, because I know when I first started sending out invoices, I had to do the PDF thing and then email the PDF.
Oh, now it's evolved.
Yeah, now I don't have to do that. That's fantastic. In fact, I saw it and I was working on invoices, sending them out after a snowstorm, and I saw the little tab up top, and I'm like, what's this? And I clicked on it. Oh, I can email it. Fantastic. So, well, yeah, it's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, the benefit of Earthapro is that my husband's a software developer, so I can go talk to him right after this and say, hey, it went to his this customer spam. And with Earthapro, you don't need to set up your email or your phone number. You don't need to integrate it with Trulia or anything else.
Right.
Twilio.
Yeah, whatever that thing is.
Whatever Twilio. You don't need to integrate it with something and pay for something else. It just works. And some softwares, unfortunately, are taking away the texting feature because there's so much legal stuff around it.
Yep.
I know Jobber removed texting from its core functionality.
Wow.
And they put it into their high tier, which I think is around $130 or $140 a month. And so the reason we have it is because Peter's a genius software developer and he did all the legal stuff for you. So I got very lucky with that. And So that's that. And I wanted to say one more thing. We had a customer come over from LMN, and LMN's like it's gigantic software. It's at
Yep.
least $500 or $600 a month. And if that's what you want because you have very detailed job costing, or you want all the options, then if usually you probably would have to have one person full time on admin,
Yep.
and have that be worth it for you to even use something like LMN. Not that
Right.
you couldn't, but that's just cost wise. And anyway, we had a customer come over from LMN, and he said that he actually gets paid faster now with Earthapro
Wow.
because simply because his customer, like with LMN, your customers have to have a payment portal. So they
Mm.
have to have a username and password to
Oh
get
my
into their
goodness.
payment portal. And yeah, it's if you remember that stuff, it's really cool because then you can see all your payments and you can see all the history and then the upcoming payments.
Sure.
But for a lot of people, for a lot of customers, for a lot of his customers, they would forget their password, and then they'd be like, "Hey, can you reset my password?" And that's not your responsibility as a
Right.
as a as a lawn care or pest business or chemical business. So now, when the payment link sends out, the customers just click the payment link, and then they have already saved their cards. They just or their bank account information. So then they just press pay. So he actually said he gets paid so much faster.
Oh,
And I was like, yes,
absolutely.
amazing.
Yeah, I can't imagine having to go through as someone that whenever I think about my customers, I think about what if I was using the service? How can I make it the easiest way possible for them to pay me, right?
Mhm.
Because I don't want to add in a bunch of steps. It just makes it the texting the invoices just makes it so much easier. I and I can't imagine having to set up a portal because so I there's a lot of different things you have to set up for having a business, and there are
Yeah.
times when you have to have passwords for things. I cannot tell you how many times I have gone in to log into something and I cannot remember the stinking password. So the pain is real for that. So I'm so glad that you guys figured all that out. That Peter figured all that out and got it all set up.
Yeah.
Because it the Twilio. Oh my goodness, like the fact that I don't have to go go pay for some sort of master class to use the Earthapro software is a huge bonus, right? I mean, I know for LMN, like you have to go through this whole onboarding class or whatever. It's like, that's crazy. You shouldn't have to
Yeah.
do that. It should be so intuitive that you can just look at it and see, okay, this is all right. I see it, and that's what I feel Earthapro does. Somebody might be different than me, but
Hmm.
it's so much easier than anything else that I've used in the past. So it's a fantastic software. And
Thank you.
yeah,
I, with any software, there's a learning curve. As in, you have to put like, if you want it to output what you want it to output, you have to put effort into it.
hmm
So it's not like, hey, here's this like, unless you're paying for like a kind of this basic software
hmm
that's generic. This one's for the industry. So you have to put in your materials and your equipment and all your customers. Well, actually, if you do sign up for Earthapro, I can help put in your customers for you. And if you have a QuickBooks account, there's a button now that says sync QuickBooks customers, and then everything just imports into Earthapro.
Oh wow.
So pretty cool, really
Yeah.
cool. Um, but there's always going to be some sort of learning curve. But something about Earthapro is we wanted to make sure that when people were onboarding, they had the flexibility to, you know, um, make different types of templates and use it the way that they wanted to. Because in some of these softwares, when you're onboarding, they basically say to you, however you've been doing it, you're not doing it like that anymore. You have to fit our regime,
Yeah.
and you have to do things exactly the way that we say it because of our system. And I'm like, I get I get that to a degree, but for most small business owners, getting on something is just kind of a miracle. Like using a software can sometimes feel like a miracle. So the point of it is let's make sure it's as intuitive as to use. And if you have any questions, you can just reach out to me or to Peter, but you can reach out to me, and I can help you with anything. And we're at the point where if you give us any feedback, we can work on it, and we can work with you on it, for what makes sense. So
Absolutely.
it's a different message than other software
Yeah.
sends.
That's another thing that I like about you guys is that you listen. Like you're open to hearing feedback from people, and it's not like, well, our software developers are over here and they're going to do it the way we think it's best, and just you can just shut up and you can have your opinions,
Yeah.
but this is our software. You guys, you take feedback. Like you've asked me for feedback. I know you've asked other people for feedback, and the changes happen. Like you can see them happen, and it's fantastic. I love that. That's the kind of people that I like working with. Like somebody
Mhm.
that it listens to their client base and is like, yeah, they're saying this. Let's look into it. Okay, is it necessary? Good. Yeah, let's do it. And you guys are so Earthapro is so lean, right? Because it's you and
Mhm.
Peter that you can just snap your finger. I know it's way simplistic.
Just
Peter
snap
can
our fingers and
snap
it's
his
done.
fingers and it's coded, right? But
Yeah.
it's fantastic. I suggested the email thing, I think, and I'm sure you probably heard that from other people.
Oh, it
But
was a while ago,
yeah,
and then we were like, let's put it in.
yeah. So and that's fantastic. That
Yeah.
it's just it's so nice to have a partnership, and that's what it is when you sign up with Earthapro. They kind of become a partner. Maybe you're not talking to them, but their software is a partner with you in helping run your business. And so
Hmm.
that's the way any software that you're using should feel. Is it's a partnership because they're helping you run your business. And again, they're not like personally like in your business, like, hey, you should change these numbers. No, but it's their software, and they're open to feedback. Even I've given feedback. I don't know if it was to you guys or not, but somebody else asked me for feedback or something. I think it was to you guys, and I would say something, and you're like, "Oh yeah, we're working on that,"
It was probably me. It was probably me.
So it's like
I'm like,
great,
hey, what do you think about our software? I
yeah,
make I ask that all the time to everyone because it just makes it better.
yeah, absolutely, and it helps that you're not just at. I know that you're not just asking to ask, like you're never going to change it. It's
Mhm.
you're asking because you want to make it better, and
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing for me. Like when I can see that you're trying to make things better and make it as user friendly as possible, I love that. So that's what I've noticed with Earthapro is that it's super user friendly, and it's because of you guys asking people, hey, how can we make this better, and
Hmm.
that's fantastic. Um,
Yeah. It
yeah, go ahead.
Although I had a quick side note onto this. So one of the reasons that we're able to work in that way is that most softwares need funding. Like
Hmm.
we've completely bootstrapped Earthapro, which means that we're self-funded, and we did that on purpose because a lot of softwares in general need software developers to develop the software, obviously, and because a lot of people don't have a developer on their founding team or on their team in general. So they outsource, and in order to outsource and develop their product and add more features and get rid of bugs, they need to raise funding rounds. So they raise million, 2 million, 3 million, to pay for these software developers. And so they're number one, there's pressure from investors when you add in that way, to build or to raise prices in a way that if you bootstrap, you don't have. And there's also a pressure to fund, and then work with developers who you really don't know if they're quality developers or not. You're just working with someone from Argentina or someone from, I don't know, India. So you really you can't vet the quality of their work. because I'm not a software developer. I don't know how I would do that or how I would
Mm-hmm.
work with someone in a different, like way different time zone like that. So that's a huge benefit of working with us is if you do see a bug or you do see an issue, you can just reach out to me, and I don't you know I don't need to pay Peter $1 million to fix it. It's just it's a different dynamic. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to get into that for a second.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what makes it so it makes it nice for the user of the software.
Hmm.
If we do give feedback, you guys can take it in and decide, right off the rip whether you want to try working on it or not. To take
Yeah.
that into consideration. It's awesome. And I met Peter. Peter's not on here, obviously, but he's a fantastic person. As some people in Boston would say, he's wicked smart. You know.
I was thinking that too.
so yeah, that's fantastic. One question that I wanted to ask you before we
Hmm.
get off of here, like, what's the mission of Earthapro? What's your mission and vision for where you want to take the software? What you want to do with it?
Yeah. So we just want to work and help with as many small businesses as we can, um, to elevate the industry
Mm-hmm.
and see how, like not see how, but elevate lawn maintenance and pest.
Mm-hmm.
And so like people see it and they see it as a serious business. Like this is a business that deserves a software and deserves like the time and attention and care, because there are so many of these businesses out there in the US that don't really get the attention they deserve from um, from bigger softwares. And so I want to help people say like, no, like you don't have to do this like this anymore. You don't have to use your like Excel spreadsheets or print things out anymore. And I know a lot of this depends on if someone's ready to make that change, because for some of the people we work with, it's not just like I'm going from paper to software. It's I am seeing my business like something that could sustain me for the rest of my life. And that's a huge mental shift to be like, this isn't just something that I do on the side. This is like a career option, and this is something that I can do for my life. So as many people as we can work with to make that shift, then that's worth it to me. So that's our mission as Earthapro. Um, and obviously to just be good people while doing it, and be there however we can.
Yeah. Well, you guys certainly do that. And also not just shifting from paper, but also like from Venmo and all. Like, I used to, when I first started my business, I used PayPal, and it was just so clunky and it took forever. And that just having the payment features in the software elevates your business to another level in clients' minds. And so if you're out there and you're running your business off of Venmo, or I don't know, there's so many payment things,
Yeah.
it totally in your customers' eyes, that elevates you a little bit higher from like we in the industry we call them chucking the trucks, where
Hmm.
I only take cash, or the check is in the grill, things like that. But when you can send a text message and it's directly to your, however that works. I haven't seen the customer side of it, but when they get a text that's an invoice and they can pay that, and it looks like it's from your business, right? That totally puts your business in a different category than other chuck in the truck businesses. And so
Yeah.
that's something that a software like Earthapro can help you do just by just existing and just signing up for that. It puts your business at a higher, at, at a different level in the consumer. What do they call it? Perception.
Consumer perception. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Basically, they have a higher willing. If they view your services or your business as something that's higher quality, whether it's the software you're using, the payment method, your actual services is one thing, of course, but if they view it like that, their willingness to pay will go up
Oh,
because
yeah.
they believe in your services. So it's just it's customer psychology.
Yep. Yep. All right.
So
Yeah, absolutely. So, is there anything else you want to say that we haven't gone over today? Anything you want to leave us with? Anything you want us to know about Earthapro before we get off of here?
I will say one more thing and then
Okay.
I swear I'm done.
Okay.
So we are officially going to Equip 2026.
Awesome.
So we'll see you there.
All right.
And I'm super excited to see the same people again, see new people.
Yep.
And I don't know what our booth number is going to be, but we're going to be there.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah, I plan to be there too. Did you hear the news that they're moving? They're going to be switching on and off between Florida,
Uh,
Orlando, and Louisville, and starting in 2029. Did you hear that?
yeah,
Okay,
I heard that.
good.
I have opinions on it if you
Okay,
have a moment
sure.
to talk.
Yeah, yeah. If you
But
want to talk about
um,
it,
well, what do you think about it first?
I, I'm, for me, I'm torn because I have a family of four, and my boys. By the time 2029 runs around, my youngest son Levi will be of age to go to the expo, and he really wants to go bad because he's seen his brother, his older brother, be able to go for the last, I don't know, what is it, 4 years, 5 years, and so
Aw,
so what we do is we actually go down to the farm machinery show in Louisville in February. So we went down there just last month or earlier this month. And so that was fun for him, even though they don't have an outdoor demo. But anyway, that's how we kind of curb his enthusiasm. But but my issue is that it's a 19-hour drive for me to get to Orlando. So that's not
oh
going to
my
work.
gosh.
So
19-hour drive. You're
yeah.
like I know someone that drove from Connecticut and it's actually a shorter drive from Connecticut to Louisville.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I know somebody that lives in northern Idaho and they drove like 26 hours or something to Louisville. It was crazy. That was two
Oh
years
my
ago.
gosh.
Yeah. They took like a
Wow.
week to get there because they stopped and saw some sights and stuff. But
I'll
um,
just fly. Like
yeah,
at that point, just let me fly.
yeah,
Like
that would be torture to me. But I do love sightseeing and stuff like that. I like seeing stuff like that. But for me, I would have to save up to be able to go to the Orlando show to
hmm
at least be able to take my two boys because they both would want to go. And I don't want to hold them from that. So we would have to do that, but it's really expensive to fly three people. So,
yeah.
you know, I'm excited for it. I think it'd be a cool change, like a cool change of venue at least a couple of times or whatever. I don't know if they're going to have an outdoor demo. That's
hmm
an issue. Like if you look at a Google Earth or whatever, I don't see where they're going to put a demo area, but who
Yeah.
knows? They might work something out. So, my opinion is I think it's cool. I don't know if we'll actually be able to pull it off to go. We might have to start going every other year, but
hmm
I think it could be an interesting change.
I think so too. And it makes a lot of sense to me. Um, but what I have issue with is I don't understand why they would choose Florida.
Yeah.
So typically, just geographically, I would think that they were going to choose Texas because there aren't too many shows in the green industry out west. I mean, there's Pro Green, right, in Denver, and then there's a few in LA, and of course, there's World of Concrete in LA. World of Concrete rotates on a 3-year rotation, so they do Europe and then China and then Vegas. So
Okay.
maybe that's something. Maybe that's kind of what Quip wants to do. Um, because but even then, I feel like Florida. Yes, it's a gigantic market, but I really feel like it isolates people even more from the West Coast in New England. So because Louisville is kind of a perfect location in that
Right.
sense because you can get people from all around. So you'd think that maybe they would try to get Texas, because then you
Yeah.
could get more people from California and more people from like West Coast and like the Rocky Mountain area. So I
Right.
don't know. It just doesn't make that much sense to me. Maybe the venue wasn't big enough to hold it and they didn't want to put it in Vegas. Because I get them not wanting to put a Quip in Vegas. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like a Vegas show. Let's not
Right.
do that.
Yeah. That's true. That's very true. And I've had I have friends in the industry, and they said if they choose Vegas, we're just not going to go.
Yeah.
Because they just
Yeah.
don't want that vibe or whatever. And I get that. I
Yeah.
totally understand that. And I wouldn't want to take my kids to Vegas. So I totally understand that. Also, I think maybe they chose Florida. One, yes, I think the venue is big enough. Two, Disney is right there, so you could turn it into
Oh
a
yeah.
family vacation thing. But I have issue with that because you can't take kids that are under 13 or under 12 into the show. And so to me that's a little counterintuitive to make it like a family vacation if your family has to like you have to split up. You go to the show, your family would go to Disney. I get you could do
Hmm.
that, but I guess maybe I'm a different parent. I don't know. I'd want to go with my family to Disney. So
Well, yeah,
it
that like
yeah,
sorry, but
it just may it I don't know. It confuses me a little bit, and some of Equip's messaging confuses me a little bit too because they call it a family reunion, and I understand the language and what they mean by that, but they also call it a family friendly show. But in my
Mhm.
opinion, if you have kids under 12, then it's not a family show. So I have opinions, and I try to keep them to myself, but
Well,
sometimes they do come out.
I kind of like going to Equip. Everyone's bringing their like their wife typically works with them, does like the back office stuff,
Yep.
and then they bring their kids, and so I would think that they would choose somewhere a little quieter than Orlando.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. Maybe make like Oklahoma City. I could see
Yeah.
something like that.
Sure. Yeah.
That could be really cool.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think they could have made some different choices, but again, I think their major their major reason for going with Orlando is probably just the venue size. Um,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
heard someone said that they talked to someone at through with Equip, and they said they are planning to have a demo. I, Again, I don't know if that's just messaging that they're trying to put out there right now to not make people feel some sort of way about going to the show or not.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It's in 2029, so we got a while to go yet. I'm sure they'll do some planning
Hmm.
and get it all squared away. But uh, either
Yeah, they
way,
might have, I don't know, they might have to demolish some buildings. I'm sure the city of Orlando would be really happy to do that.
yeah. Well, so we were
Buy
just
some cheap real estate,
yeah,
destroy it, put a demo yard down.
yeah. Well, another reason why they're switching back and forth are going to start is because the Kentucky Exposition Center, they're going to actually tear that down and rebuild, and they've actually
Hmm.
already started. So when we were there, they have, we were all there in October. They already have almost a whole building put up already. It's like they're
Wow.
building a new section, and it's like half up already. And they had posters in, so they have a media lounge, and we had media passes, and so they in the media lounge they had posters of renderings of what it's going to look like when it's all done. It was really cool. It's going to be a really cool renovation. So that's
Good.
part of the reason that they had to switch to Orlando. They had to find somewhere else to go in those couple of years, and they want to make it a more international show. And I guess Orlando has an international airport there that takes international traffic and stuff like that. So I get all of it. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
I like Louisville. It's really
Yeah, I
close.
do too.
Selfishly, it's really close. So,
Well, I don't know. I think I drove like 12
oh
hours and
wow,
I rented a car.
yeah.
I rented a car and so we drove through like the
Hmm.
Appalachian Mountains in like the worst like what was it? It was a Rubicon,
Okay. Yeah.
a Jeep Rubicon.
Uh-huh.
And it's like I
Yeah.
saw something that said that like it has worse aerodynamics than a cow. So you're just gas guzzling through the
Yeah.
mountains.
Yeah. The Rubicon.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like if the cow was going 60
Uh-huh.
miles an hour, the aerodynamics would be better
Yeah.
than a Jeep Rubicon.
That's probably true. The Rubicon is like the lower end of the Jeeps, so I totally get that. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just a wall of sound
Yep.
when you're driving.
Yeah. Well, Courtney,
Uh,
anything else you want to leave us with before we get off of here?
yes, one more thing.
Okay.
If you decide to sign up for Earthapro, you get a 7-day free trial. You get me for a while, so I can help you put in your customers, integrate your QuickBooks, sign up for Stripe, which is the payment processor we use, and I can help you get started on Earthapro until you feel comfortable using the software. So this also goes with you, Aaron. So if you want to do another walkthrough with me, or just another refresher with me for anything that you haven't, like a feature that you haven't explored yet, please let me know. And yeah, that's it for Earthapro.
Okay.
Um,
Where
so
can where
I'm
can people
very, yep.
where can people find you if they want to connect with you? Just outside of
Um,
Earthapro, like if they have questions or whatever, where can they contact you?
yep. So I have a phone number
Okay.
that they can connect with me. So it is 434-806-1299.
Okay.
Or you can go to the website, the Earthapro, so EARTHAPRO.com. If you go to the pricing page and you scroll down, you can see talk to a human. That human is me. So you can book a meeting with me.
Okay, great. All right. Well, thank you, Courtney, so much for being on today. Thanks for telling us more about Earthapro, sharing the new features that you guys have coming out and already have rolled out. Thanks so much for being on. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your partnership, and just thank you for creating the software in general. So,
Yeah, well, vice versa. I appreciate you too, and thanks for having me on.
oh, you're very welcome. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Make sure that you leave a rating and review on the podcast if you found any value in this episode. And also, don't forget to click that follow button up in the right-hand corner of Apple Podcasts, or click the subscribe button. And that's it, guys. We will see you in the next episode.